Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on board the Aviators Club of Uganda today. My name is Kapoza Tony James, still your host. And I want to thank you for having been on board with us for this time again. Today we have another bunch of aviators, captains. I have captains here on board, basically from Nairobi, Kenya. Captain Obara, welcome on board, sir.
Thank you very much.
Captain welcome on board. And our very own panelist, day-to-day panelist, Captain Ivan. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on board.
Thank you for having us.
And we have I've had a couple of meetings. This is another kind of meeting we have. Although we've been distressed having one, two, but today we are all on board. I've read about the opportunities, the legal opportunities that aviators from the other side of Nairobi, Kenya, have packed and come along with in this side of the gentlemen. What kind of opportunities have you carried along for the Ghana aviators? Basically, the youth. We are speaking of the youthful people in Uganda because right now aviation in Uganda is still in evolving state. You need to lighten it up your own words. I'll start with Captain Obara.
All right, thank you very much for having me here. It is a pleasure to be on this show once again.
Anytime.
In regards to the opportunities that we're bringing on board, we are coming up with a lot of unique training courses that we're bringing on board. And the most unique of it, them all being the drone training, which is something new that has come aboard in Africa, and we're trying to maximize it as much as we can. And it is something that the youth are also interested in. On top of the drone training, it comes along with other fun activities as well, such as the Drone Soccer Championship, as well as the Drone Racing League, which is a part of these drone flights. So yeah, that is one that we're bringing on board. Let me hand over to my colleague to talk more as well.
Give us a word about such a. We need more opportunities actually.
Yeah.
Not only drones. We have a huge space for young aviators in Uganda. That was something.
Well, thank you so much, our moderator and the team as well. Thank you for having me on your show. I'll just pick it up where my colleague has left it in regards to drone opportunity. So there are varieties of services or deliverables that we are looking at. For example, this is an aviation organization.
Yeah.
You know, in aviation, aircrafts are being used for so many ways. There's aircraft for carrying passengers, for cargo, there is for surveillance,
Spraying.
there is for spraying, you know, and any other aerial solution that you might need. So when the cost of operations becomes high, you need something smaller to be in the air. So that's where drones comes in. So drones can be used in various forms. Can be used, basically most people know it for filming.
For filming, yeah.
Weddings.
Let me first bring in a little bit of speak of drones on the general term drone. You know, we have drones that are vehicles, nickname drones. So I want you to share a really bright picture for our common man. What a drone is an aerial drone. And elaborate more about the drone besides because they are not drones, they are some sort of funny small let's say like aircraft that when it's hovering around for video coverage. So elaborate more about the actual what we are speaking to our common man.
You know, for the drones, as I said, here in Uganda, I saw that they are calling it unmanned aircraft system.
Yes. Exactly.
So, you know, an aircraft like the one that the Uganda airline has is called manned aircraft.
Yes,
because it
manned
uses pilot inside to fly it. So when the pilot is not inside, rather outside, we call it unmanned aircraft system. So basically, it operates under the same principle that aircraft operates. The only difference is that the pilot is on the ground. They are also called pilots, but they're called remote pilots. They are not called commercial pilots as the other pilots are. So that is basically the drones. And as I say, the deliverables are so many because we are looking at surveying, mapping. These are countries that are also rich in mineral resources. So drone can basically do that. There's what is called sort of stockpile management for people in mining, for people in mineral resources, and things like spraying. There's something called precision agriculture. You know, where you use a drone to survey, to detect sort of the health of a plant, status of a plant, predict your yield, and a couple of things. You're also looking at people in urban development. You want to plan your country. Since you are not in the air, you're on the ground, you need a drone to do for you the urban survey. So, etc. So the list and innovations becomes numerous. That is why this is an emerging trend that should not be forgotten.
Captain Obara, let me come back to you before I go to Captain Ali. We've seen drones here. So actually, when we see drones here in the commercial area, they're always on parties. People are having aerial views of the parties, yes, cinematographies.
Yes,
and we didn't know, and basically the common man in Uganda didn't know that flying a drone needs training and needs a license. So I want you to share the picture on the kind of licenses and these drones you're speaking about and their licenses to our common man and what they need to join your campus.
All right, thank you. Just to add on to that, everything aviation is highly regulated, we all know. So just like every other training that takes place, all of these training places are done by the guidance of the regulator. In this case, in Uganda, this is the Uganda Civil Aviation Authority. They are the ones who will tell us how the students should be trained, how long, how many hours the students should do, how many ground school the students should do, and what qualifications they get at the end of the day. So the qualifications that they are offered are two. There is the certificate competency, which allows pilots to fly for hobby or for leisure. And then there are also those other pilots who do not want to fly for leisure but want to earn revenue out of it.
For remuneration.
Yes, and that is where the remote pilot license comes in.
Remote
Pilot license.
pilot license.
So the certificate will allow you to fly for hobby, and the license will allow you to fly commercial. The difference between the two is the number of subjects which are being done and the number of hours that the student flies at the end of the day.
Okay, Captain, let me come in here. Can you please kind of break it down on the requirements that necessitate to have the certificate, competency, and the other
Remote pilot license.
The remote pilot license for enumeration.
Captain Ali.
Well, you know, he's good with breaking words. These countries that are facing war, he can be very good with
Captain Omar is back to you. He still has the ball rolling.
So basically it's simple. For, as he said it, the categories of training, the remote pilot license, and the remote authorized, they call certificate of authorization.
Hey, Captain, be mindful even the age. Can you please come in with the ages
so
as
basically, for remote pilot license, for you to go in and fly drones for commercial purpose, you need to be at least 18 and above.
Oh.
18 years and
18
above.
In short, the government is telling you, we have to hold you accountable. We don't want to go back to mommy and say, we are reporting you, and yet you went for commercial. Commercial also means you're making revenue out of that. You know, I don't know, there's also a couple of labor act for people underage who are operating. So for the remote pilot license, you need to be at least 18 years and above. But for the hobby certificate, Uganda has put a limit that somebody needs to be 18.
Oh.
However, in other countries,
That's a regulation by the Civil Aviation Authority of Uganda.
Yeah. However, in other countries, you can issue this certificate as long as the kid is able to read and write. You know, can you read? Can you write? Basically, we're talking about English, because that's the aviation language.
Yes.
Then he is eligible to be issued that license. So basically, you think as per the age of 13, 14, these kids are eligible in some countries to be issued a hobby certificate. So those are the trainings that we are bringing into the market.
Exactly.
And because the world is trending towards this kind of
Definitely.
technologies,
Okay.
so it's a matter of fact before you get caught up in it, you know.
We say if you can't beat them, join them.
Yes. And I'm serious with this drone thing because I have my daughter, she's 16 years. Okay. I feel she could enroll professionally in the drone thing. Being that it's a skill, something that she can really pick it up. Okay. And that's why I really came in hard on the questions. And if I may ask, how many, specifically, what are the subjects that are involved?
Let me pause it for you. We have, we are speaking of the common man. There's someone deep down in the village and he has an acre or two of tomatoes and they need them to be sprayed, let's say, using the drone.
Yes.
And they do not have the basics, let's say, O level certification here of secondary school study. Will they also be enrolled or you have a minimum of school level you need before one being enrolled? Elaborate more that.
Oh, yes. You'll find that unlike the manned aviation, these courses are generally not geared towards certain criteria or a certain cutoff point.
Right.
As Captain Ivan has mentioned, this is a skill that the child or the pilot is acquiring. And you do not require any prerequisites to acquire any new skill. You just need to have passion for it.
Passion for it.
So the common man in the village, wherever they are, anyone who has a passion for aviation can get involved with this program.
All right.
Regardless of the academic label.
And then,
And
yeah.
do we have any subjects that they have to enroll for ground school? Do you guys enroll for ground school?
Yes, there is ground school, which covers about 5 to 6 subjects.
Namely,
Can you name this?
They have to do human performance,
right?
which is about the body and the limitations it can withstand. There's metrology as well.
Of course.
Obviously, this aircraft is flying in the sky, it's not
It's
flying in
not
a vacuum.
Yeah.
And then we also have, what have I missed? Human performance, metrology, navigation.
Flight planning.
Not planning.
That comes under flight and a bit of navigation. Let's
The flights,
aircraft general knowledge, which is theory of flight,
Yeah.
correct? And then also sometimes the regulator will require you to have some limited knowledge on radio telephony. This is because you might be in a situation or an environment where you're flying in close proximity to an aerodrome.
An aerodrome where you have to listen good radio communication so
Yes.
that you don't create conflict.
Yes, and that communication is standard so that everybody can understand where you are and what your intentions are so that they can avoid you.
Okay.
Captain Ivan, I had a little bit with you here. Do you think Uganda's, let us not generalize it as an aviation, but do you think we are ready for this exercise? I mean, do you see any benefits as Ugandan aviators or drone pilots if we are to get them? Do you see any benefit we're going to gain?
As a team here in Uganda,
If
with
you
this-
ask me if we are ready, okay, we are late.
No, I didn't say we are ready.
We
I know we are.
we
are
are already long time ago.
We are speaking
ready
of
for
benefits.
Yeah,
Do you see any benefits we have to pick out of
Exactly.
this? big-
Exactly.
Give us some of these benefits you are
Yes,
expecting to have.
as a parent, like I said, I'm going to enroll my kid.
Okay.
My daughter, she's 16. She's in senior 2. I'm going to enroll her in the drone thing. There are very, 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 very many benefits that we really can encounter through drone operations. Because trust me, when it comes to surveys, modern world survey, of course drones will do it. Like, we won't have these surveys that put on gumboots and call machete, then go slash everywhere. They even create cases that you got into my land and next time the other time we are sued in court. Okay? And we Ugandans, let's try to embrace something, because there's always something good behind anything that really comes in. Okay? Let's try to embrace something, because trust me, warfare, that it's fought by drones.
Yes, I've seen in Ukraine and Russia war, everything is drawn now.
Correct.
Okay?
But we don't have war here.
We don't
not
have war,
expect
but, I mean, we don't have war, okay? But in the art of flying a drone, what I'm trying to say, there are very, very many things out of it. You would like, okay, to have a bar at your place and have an aerial view of the decoration, okay? And you can brag about the capacity of people that you had at your home, okay? You're not going to have that lot of view for satisfaction. Okay? You have that drone view, that aerial view for satisfaction. Okay? Because it's the trendy way of moving. The world is moving that end. Why would you even push it away? Let's try to embrace technology when technology really comes in. Okay? Now, next. We're talking about commercial farming. Okay? One of the days where I used to see barons and Cessnas doing the spraying, but it's not the case. Okay, they're using drones, and drones are proved to be more efficient when it comes to agricultural farming.
much more than the Cessnas and the
Definitely, okay, because it can reach at every proximity for which a Cessna cannot reach. Okay, the drone can reach this corner. A Cessna cannot reach that corner. Right. Okay.
Aerodynamics, they're efficient in aerodynamics.
So the drones will do the trick, okay? So, I don't want to act like I'm myopic, okay? I'm a very I'm a myopic man who is always embracing technology when it really comes in. So, drones are a way to go.
Before we go for a short commercial break, Captain, let me pose this to Captain Alan. Oh, Mr. Mbaka. Let me ask you this, because still against this nonsense. We have
a way of living here in Uganda, basically. We are speaking of the common man. Deep down in the villages where people still
having a bit of agriculture. Do we expect these services to push if all the farmers are supposed to come to you?
The whole concept.
Because let me break this down for you. Our government has been spoon feeding us generally. Services are going down to the people, not the people coming for the services. So do we expect drone pilots to go deep down to the village to teach people how drones are going to benefit them in the agriculture, or the other people are supposed to come to this side?
Absolutely. We have come all this way from Nairobi, Kenya, so that we can reach every single person wherever they are. We would not be efficient if we expected every person to come to Kampala, for instance,
Of course.
because their main challenges are not here in Kampala. Their main challenges are wherever they are. If it is a farmer, we need to go to him so that we advise him on how to sustain
I'm
his
speaking
farm.
more about agriculture because the backbone of this country is agriculture.
Yes. It makes much more sense if we go to the farmers and the pilots on the ground rather than having them come.
Right, that's understandable. Gentlemen, I want to take you for a short commercial break.
And we'll be back with more questions still about this, the benefits you're going to expect from this. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go for a short commercial break. Remember, we are being sponsored by Sham Sounds and Snowfalls Mineral Water with our very own Wama Aero Innovations.
Experience sound like never before at Shams Sounds, located on Mukwano Moro Chagwe Road opposite Kiseka Market, Kampala. Trust us for all your music systems at a wholesale price. We have a wide range of amp mixers, amplifiers, microphones, crossovers, full range speakers, top speakers, lights, wires, beam lights, woofers, power controllers and mixers. Contact us on phone number 0785 41 12 05 and 0702 41 60 42.
Discover the purest way to hydrate with Snowfall's mineral water. Sourced from natural springs, our water is rich in essential minerals and electrolytes.
Welcome back from the short commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Aviation channel of Uganda today. Gentlemen, welcome back from the commercial break. Captain, let me start with you, Captain Alan. We've spoken about the drone opportunities and how it's going to help us with a lot of activity. We get the train. Do we have any other kind of services from the Aviation of Kenya to Uganda, apart from the drone?
Yeah, we should have. Thank you so much for asking that. We are coming in. The country is right now privileged to be sitting with experts in the aviation industry as well. So, under African Air, we are approved what is called quality assurance service provider. So we are approved sort of as consultants. Consultants are in every field. Maybe they're called different names. If you go to it's called NASA printing, you'll get sort of the mini consultant who are telling you, do you want A, B, C, D? This is what you are doing. So even in aviation, they are consultants. The only difference is we are approved to do that. So we are coming in to consult. This is full body, not only for the drones, but also for aviation maintenance companies, commercialists, airlines, which is rather called, in technical terms, they're called AOC, Air Operator Certificate, which the common man calls an airline. Aviation Training School, which which technically is called Approved Training Organization. So we are coming in to consult in those capacities. This also includes the drones, because you get the organizations that might need sort of a special service, but because the skilled personnel might be a little bit costly to retain, they might need it on consultancy basis. For example, you get probably Ministry of Land that is trying to roll on. In other countries, we are working on a project sort of called Digital Land System, where they're digitalizing all the land, and so that they can sort of geo-target and be able to collect revenue very well using a drone. So now you see the whole Ministry of Land cannot be sent to aviation school, because they are holding different roles.
Yes.
But now they can get an approved organization, an approved firm to help them in embracing the technology, in embracing the drone technology. Yeah, so that is, in a nutshell, what quality or service provider does to the industry.
Okay, gentlemen, what next? If we have, let's say, do we expect some kind of jobs after this kind of training? I mean, again, on the drone part.
Yeah. There is, the market is growing, and there's opportunities opening up. I guarantee you. Just like the old days, people used to use what do you call this to plow? Jembe? What do you call jembe?
The hose.
The hose. And then tractors came.
Of
People
course.
abandoned the hose, started using the tractors. And then some advance went up to doing the aircraft. So you had asked previously, before we went for a break, a local person who has 2 acres, 3 acres, 4 acres. This kind of farmers, I'm sure they have an association. What we did back in Kenya for the rice sprayers, they had a couple of acres, but they're all joined, because these people ancestral, they come from one place.
And their land is community.
The land is community. So we told them.
It's the same actually here when you go to the Eastern Uganda, refer to you the rice farms.
Those organizations called us. We found that there were like 1,900 farmers.
Wow.
We trained 6 of the farmers to operate drones. We sent our drone there so that their farmer can operate it, so that their farmer can also relate in their language. So there's always a way to work as a community. And thank God for some of the associations that are there in every industry to spearhead this kind of technology. So that is creating jobs. We have the youth here who are not interested in farming.
Yes.
They want to look cool.
Of course.
Well, now we have a
I mean-
farming tool that can make you look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look cold
You
from
look
coming
cool.
from the garden.
They are putting on those, I don't know, Balenciaga or what. So you can't expect that guy to join a marding and start plowing
Of
in.
course.
And that lady will see him or her sweating. Alright. So we want to bring for them that kind of technology.
Okay.
So this is a skill, and the more you do it, the more you perfect.
All right.
Besides the drones, is there any information about commercial aviation?
Ivan and I are more interested in the commercial side of aviation because it's also lagging. Besides,
But dear moderator, before we even get into the commercial flying and commercial aviation, what I want us, our viewers to know, the drone activities, or the drone aviation sector is real.
yes, it is real.
Okay.
It is real.
In fact, I was watching on YouTube where the Americans in Texas, I remember pushing people to go around the horses, adding a cattle. They're using drones. If you go to the game parks, okay, you can not only even dive to view the Mara crossing of the zebras and the, you know,
Elephants and wild animals.
that great trek crossing, they're using drones. Okay? So, just imagine if you are that so enthusiastic about drones and marketing drones, you position yourself at one of the game parks in Uganda here with at least 2 drones. Then when these tourists really come in, you say, hey, hi, hope you guys are great. I know you didn't come with these gauges, but I can have all the footage that you film.
Because gone are the days, Captain Ivan, when
You go to the game park, you have that gentleman always ready to
Ready
people
around.
Yes.
But
But they are
you
also.
won't have it all.
What I'm saying is, these days you will find them also.
also not knowing where the animals are wet.
Definitely.
So you need an aerial view that says the
Impalas are the other side.
correct.
Let us go to the other side.
Then at the end of the day, we have to, why don't we have jobs here? Okay? I can go for drone. I can enroll with African Air Group, enroll, get 2 drones on board, then head to Kidepo National Park, head to Queen Elizabeth, okay? Stick myself there, position myself where. When these boys really coming in, I know you're going to have a view, but you won't have the best of the scenery. Have the status with me. This footage is gonna be yours. And trust me, you come back in Africa because you keep on doing that.
Of course.
And trust me, they'll put you on their truck, okay? You have a free ride. Trust me, you even have free meals. You go do your job, and at the end of the day, you receive a back. Okay?
So basically,
There are certain attributes to one's job that
Definitely.
they need to have a drone license.
Next, we are going to push this drone thing so hard to the extent that some of the farmers that are within Nakasongola, okay, their herds of cattle tend to, disappear. Okay, they tend to get off
From
track.
Karamoja and
Karamoja.
fighting cattle rustling
No,
with the
yeah. Even in Karamoja, fighting cattle rustlers.
Gentlemen, are you ready to also go do this?
No,
with our army?
no. We can use these drones to track cattle rustlers.
yeah.
Okay?
So we shall have to take the
The
direct
only
to the
thing that I'm looking at here is sensitization.
Yes.
Correct.
We should always be here on this platform, shout it out loud. Drones are part of life. Drones are this, look at this. Now, do you know that these guys were holding it out in Zimbabwe down there, Maobola, having 2 square miles of land with a lot of cattle, okay? Need to have these drones.
Yes.
And they have land grandsons and granddaughters here in Kampala. So, it's our initiative to go deep down there with the drone, okay? Show what the drone can do, take the pictures, let the old man know, and relate to him that your daughter at 18 years and 19 can operate the
Can
thing.
still survey the entire
And
area.
you can even know who is cheating your milk and who is taking your calves.
Gentlemen,
Okay?
get down into
You gotta be, you
the
just gotta be right. You need to be creative about these things, you know.
True.
And if you think these drones are going to be helpful to the elite, okay, these young men I see here in town dressing jeans and sagging or something, that's not the business, okay? Let us shout it out here.
We are speaking to the common man. Deep down, down.
Definitely. Then we head straight down there to Simba Rumogora, down there, okay? Those people have the money, and once they look at the advantage of the drones, you know, just put it in the air. Now you see Kalisa is milking your cows in the wrong table.
Back down there,
Yeah.
is making them
Then,
at
look at-
8 kilometers before
Yes.
he reaches home.
But then look at Kalisa milking your cows in a very awkward thing, time of the day, okay? Then they will say, oh, this is what this drone can do, yes. Okay, I've been even missing my cattle, and I'm suspecting Kalisa, okay? I'm suspecting Kalisa.
Yeah.
So, these are things that we should do. Okay? And drones are not going to be effective as long as we haven't advertised it.
We need excess advertising.
We need excess energy into it. Okay? Because it's a new thing, and the more reason we're here. We need energy.
Which we have.
We need energy. We need to outline the advantage of drones and why drones are part of life these days. And to the consumer, these city dwellers are not the consumers. The
Consumers outside.
No, you look at a guy like me. I reside in my single home. Okay, I may know the advantages of a drone, but I don't have the usage of a drone. So the consumers are elsewhere. The only thing we gotta do is to tap into them. Then they bring on their grandchildren, their children, to have that expertise and go back home and help them out there. Okay, help them out there. Okay, these drones can really create jobs. Just stick yourself on one of the game parks. You know, this business of moving from here to Mukono, what are you guys doing? We are tracking lands. I hear they went.
Gentlemen,
I mean, that's from medieval.
let me tell you something.
That's medieval.
There is an atoll here that provides drone licenses, but it's still for the elite. Let me tell you clearly, it's still for the people dressed like we here. But I posed the question previously that are you people going to go deep down to sensitize the other kind of, not the elite?
Exactly.
Because there is an atoll here, it's based around here, and it provides both commercialized pilot licenses and the others within, as well as the drone licenses. But it's still for the elite, and it's quite expensive.
Listen, TJ, we may all be selling mangoes, okay? We may be all selling mangoes. And in the different way. And at the end of the day, okay, the results will justify us.
Because
the results will exonerate us.
Captain Ivan, I and both of us have been speaking on this thing ever since we started this program.
making aviation sustainable. So please, what my argue here is the atolls that I've seen providing remote pilot license still charging in dollars. So we are speaking now common.
Let me come in here. TJ, or the moderator, what we're looking at here, we're looking at African airport with its own methodology, with its own principles, with its own rates.
And budgets for Africa.
Okay, budgets for Africa. No. I don't mind if the other actor is targeting a certain group of people.
The elite.
We are targeting, or ours, we are targeting another certain group of people. Okay? They have their strategy, we have ours. Okay? We believe. Do you know what fails our business? It's selling to the wrong people. Do you know what fails our business? Selling to the wrong people. Do you know what fails our business? Selling in the wrong time and in the wrong place. But once you get to know your client where it lies, you said, hey, we should sit down as African Air Group
In partnership with Oma Aero
in
Innovations.
partnership with Mama Aero Innovation, look at where our client as far as drones are concerned. And who are the consumers here? Okay, the integrators, like I've said, it's a matter
We have
of
no
business.
business.
We rather go deep down there, get 10 customers, come back here, train their own kids and grandkids, let them go back. And those that are born down there, okay, the numbers will start going from down there. Okay? For the sake of culture.
There's a Chinese man here in Mitina Road who has over 10 acres of cassava. 10 acres. But there's a way he tries to survey these 10 acres of cassava.
How does it?
Manually.
Walk foot on foot.
Yes. You go to the other corner. You go to the other corner. You go to the other corner. What's down there?
Wasting a lot of energy, money, a lot of manpower. And
This
at
is
the
what
end
we're
of the
talking
day-
about.
No, we need to, the whole thing
It's
is,
a very rich man, is my
yeah,
friend.
yeah. The whole thing is about sensitizing.
But he
Okay.
wakes up in the morning and he dispatches 20 children.
10 years.
Go to the other
imagine.
corner. What's down there? Why is this cassava like this one?
Even during school time, school time,
Yes.
he does that.
They wake up very early in the morning, go to corners.
Now the
Just
better
grabs.
of doing things is imprisoning him. Or not letting kids go to school. And at the end of the
They
day,
go to
he
school,
introduces the
they
drone
go
thing.
in.
And you remember the drone
Of
technology.
course, he doesn't know about what we're speaking about.
And that, yes.
They are not sensitive.
And
Correct.
that's where we come into sensitization.
You've said a very important point, yeah. In the ancient days, people used to get married for collaboration. If you find a rich king, and this community feel like they need to be supported by this king, they will propose a wife. They will say, "We are here by sending you a wife." In Kenya, the first president, Jomo Kenyatta, yes, the third wife he had, there's a community, the Ama community, that sat down and gave him a wife. You're gonna tell me somebody who is 62-year-old, he already had a wife, he already had a family.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, he married another lady, 18-year-old, who is now famously known as Mama Ngina Kenya.
Oh.
Yeah. So African Air, in collaboration with Wama Aero, brings this training to the locals. As organization, there's always international standards that you need to meet, which sometimes comes very costly. But now when you have a local company down there for collaboration, it digests and makes everything cheaper. For example, Wama Aero does a brilliant job in terms of simulator sessions, which is a subscription program, which prices is broken down. African Air comes in and deploys the same patterns,
Yes.
of breaking down the prices and trying to meet the locals as possible. For the purpose of reaching out to the many, we are in the city. However, 90% of this work are usually out of the city. It's only that the city being a central point, we need to come to the city and go to various other locations. But through the collaboration we have with Wama Aero, we are able to provide this thing, to model it in as low as accessible to everybody. This is a skill you impart. A skill is definitely something that you can use to generate revenue. The panel here gave some very good categories and means of how you can utilize this drone. So in regards to the pricing, I gotta say the collaboration with Wama Aero has reduced the price drastically. In aviation, we call it minimum acceptable level. There's a height that you should reach. If you go beyond that height, now you are dead. Yeah.
You are yelled at minimum.
Yes, so we are minimum
Minimum.
level. We are accepting you guys to the lowest as possible. Somebody can even pay in installment.
Can
You have a car who is who is going to turn 18 years in 2 years. As a parent, you've planned for this child.
Long time you are trying.
You plan for this child. So why don't you add planning skills to this child so that he or she doesn't have to disturb you every time he's doing bachelor in surveying, which is 4 years. I need money, I need money, I need money. Equip him or her with a drone skill license. He is able to get attachment in a surveying organization while he or she is studying. You see, you plan for the child.
And that's Captain, let me come in, and that's the whole idea. You know, these kids have friends, okay? And these friends, some of them are highly connected, okay? Now, I want to learn my kid to socialize with, because socializing of kids is inevitable.
Yeah, of
okay?
course.
But I would like her to socialize with benefit.
Absolutely.
Okay? We are going to the beach, okay? Hey, come along with your drone. We want to have these pictures, okay? Then she will be creating revenue in some way. And at the same time, she will be gaining experience because it's a skill, okay? The more you're consistent, the more you perfect, all right? Then, as time goes on, younger she is, everyone will say, I want to take that young girl to do my function because she's young, she's not that needy, she will take the right amount of money that I will go from. She won't mind about them, but the whole process of working encourages her, and at the same time she's getting experience, and at the same time, fact is that because drones are not everywhere right now.
Of course.
She will be unique, okay? And you may find that Daddy, let me not even bother university. Let me take this professionally as a skill. Kaboom, Nairobi, there she goes. She comes back when she's a professional. Guys, let's try to think skill for our kids. Okay? Yes, we understand academia is good. Alright? But if you look at the academia that we have in modern times, it's not that hopeful. Okay? Helping us understand each other better in a fast and easy way possible. To me, academia, I take it as a mode of understanding in a fast way possible, in a blink of an eye, and relating with people. Skill is so important. Okay? She's not going to drop out of school.
Of course.
But fact is, she's young, she's got her aircraft, she knows she has a simple certificate, she knows how to operate it, she knows that's her life, she can start socializing with
you know, Captain Ivan, we all had
to step in school back in the days, and then you have to get out and do the opposite of what you studied. Majority of us, whenever I ask people, you studied this, why are you doing this? We are all doing the opposite. We came out with no skill. And the kids that came out of, at Megasis, we were offered the medicine school. We were offered woodwork. And the gentleman who took woodwork, for us, we don't like to be carving wood. But the youths that did woodwork, when they came out of school, they had their furniture workshops set up, and they earned before we are even still struggling to get what to do,
Correct. So once a child comes out of school with a certain skill, they are going to find the outside world quite easy for them.
And
if you have a skill.
And still on the
We
skill issue,
are talking
let's be
about
realistic
skilling.
here. Let's be realistic here about skill. I know of a guy who was once a painter, an online painter from a technical school. Okay? Skill rose to the ranks of becoming a billionaire. Okay? He would have contracts that civil engineers from Makerere wouldn't have. Okay? Skill is so important. Very important. So, when the drone thing comes in here, okay, as for my daughter, I look around and see there's nothing other skill. I cannot take her to a mechanic. Okay, I cannot take her to bricklaying. I cannot take her to house construction. Okay, but the skill of drone operation, okay, and as the world turns there, it's better for our kid. All right?
Gentlemen,
I want to take you for another short commercial break, and we'll be right back in a minute. I think
Thank you so much.
Experience sound like never before at Shams Sounds, located on Mukwano Moro Chagwe Road opposite Kiseka Market, Kampala. Trust us for all your music systems at a wholesale price. We have a wide range of amp mixers, amplifiers, microphones, crossovers, full range speakers, top speakers, lights, wires, beam lights, woofers, power controllers and mixers. Contact us on phone number 0785 41 12 05 and 0702 41 60 42.
Discover the purest way to hydrate with Snowfall's mineral water. Sourced from natural springs, our water is rich in essential minerals and electrolytes.
Welcome back from this short commercial break, ladies and gentlemen, our viewers today, and the captain's on board. Gentlemen, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
I wanted to pose another simple question. We are having already our target audience coming in. Captains.
So if one is ready to be enrolled, where do they come? Where do they meet you, gentlemen? Do you have a school ready set up? Do you have an office? Where do we send it?
It's good. That is now where the collaboration between African Air Group and Wama Aero comes in. We don't want to reinvent the wheel and start getting fresh approvals and registrations. Wama Aero has taken care of that. And so Wama Aero will be our focal point where people link up, people meet, and people register. And we also have our practical training site, which is in Webaja at Trushain, who are hosting us for the drone operations. So everybody...
Repeat the location, please, for our viewers, please.
Yes,
Yes,
we are located in Webaja at Trushain Resort.
Trushain.
Trushain Resort, yes. They have graciously offered to give us their grounds and their facilities for use for the drone operations. And this is mainly to make it easy and convenient for the ladies who are coming from the Entebbe side and also from environs in Kajansi who also have interest in aviation.
Ladies and gentlemen, on part of our viewers, if you wish to register for drone licensing and you're Kampala, you could walk into one of my reservations right here in Katwe, Tulike Plaza. And for those coming in from the Entebbe side, or you can access Entebbe Road, you could travel to wherever that's Trushain Resorts.
What did you learn?
Now, for this course, my colleague earlier before the show has spoke about kids. Let me just give you a scenario. These kids play very complex games and adults.
Exactly.
If you are a parent and your child keep asking you for a phone, try play that game that your son or your daughter is playing. I guarantee you, in most cases, they will beat you in the game.
Yes.
And as a Christian, they say an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So you gotta keep your children engaged with equipping them with skills, so that by the time they are done with the ordinary studies, these people are equipped to conquer the world. Who knows, maybe this can be considered as part of the investment you have on your child, because education is also part of the investment you give a child. It doesn't have to be in addition to other level of investment. So this training is open, and we'll be waiting to welcome and to receive you, both young and old, so that we can come and learn together and innovate our industry and our country.
And ladies and gentlemen, we shall be having an Ori camp, like we previously said, and at Tushin Wevaja, that is African Air Group in collaboration with Roma Air Innovations. We shall be there to entertain the young ones and motivate them with aviation. Whoever has questions regarding drones, you're most welcome. Whoever has any questions regarding simulation, we shall be there. All the data we communicated.
Alright.
That'll be it.
So that's it. Thank you very much for coming here. So welcome from Nairobi to Kampala. Thank you again for having Aviation. It is a pleasure meeting you, Captain Bara.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And you guys, sorry to catch you. We also own our social media page. You can reach us via African Air Drone Training.
African Air Drone Training.
Drone
That's
Training
on all social media
Instagram, on all
platforms.
social media platforms.
Of course.
African Air Drone Training. Any question, any comments you need, we would love to talk for days, but because of time is being cut on our side.
Ladies and gentlemen, we always
Love Captain Ivan because here on Fridays for career guidance, you can still walk in again for drone pilot career guidance, of course. And of course, other commercial aviation facilities we need to know about. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for
being with us on board today, and I wish you a pleasant day. Remember, we are being sponsored by Wama Aero Innovations and Shams Disco Sound for those who have functions, disco parties, and everything you need about sound. Thank you very much, and we'll be seeing you.